Good morning, everyone. It's breakfast time for you, dinner time for me, and that's what working an alternate shift is it does. So when I get home, I'm tired, and I won't go to sleep for a couple hours, but I don't want to eat and then go right to sleep. So I'm going to have my dinner as soon as I get home. It'll give me a couple hours my stomach to digest some of this, and to so I'm not eating and sleeping. Anyway, I know that the pizzas have been pretty popular as far as the air fryer pizzas that I've been making. And what I'm actually going to do is make another pizza today, but it's not going to be with the air fryer. It's going to be in the oven. And I'll explain why in a minute. It's going to be a chicken club pizza, something I just thought about while I was driving around last night going, you know what, I think I'd really like that. So what I did was I went out to Big Y, and I've got these ultra thin pizza crusts. Okay, they're in the same place where the little protein ones are. And it's not bad. It's 18 grams of fiber in every crust, 100 calories total, and 16 gram net carbs. So, you know, I'm not going to obviously eat this whole thing. It's going to, I'll probably eat like a slice or two, but who doesn't like reheated pizza? I mean, it's going to be quick, easy. I can put it in the fridge, throw it right in the oven, reheat it, and I got more pizza. So, that's a good deal. The second thing I was wondering about is what am I going to use for a base? And for the base, I looked at this Rao's roasted garlic Alfredo sauce. I've never had it before. I don't know if it tastes like a dog's ass or if it's something delicious. I'm not sure. But we're going to give it a try because it's got 100 calories for a quarter cup and 2 grams of carbs, and 3 grams of protein. So we're going to give this a shot. It was right in the pizza sauce aisle. So it's Rao's homemade roasted garlic Alfredo. Now, normally when you get these pizza skins, they're going to be a little pliable, a little firmer than a tortilla, but still kind of loose. So what I did was I preheat the oven. I'm going to use a large oven because these aren't going to fit in the small air fryer. Anyway, the big oven's set for 400 degrees. I put this pizza shell right on the grate at 400 for 5 minutes, and it's pretty firm. So I think the sauce and everything is going to soften this up a little bit, but I'm still going to hope for a crispy crust. So that's what we're working on. The first thing I'm going to do is take some of this Alfredo sauce, stir it up, and I'm going to drop it right down on the center here and kind of spread it around. One of the big mistakes people make when they're making pizzas, they use too much sauce, and you don't want it to be soupy. So you just kind of put it in the middle and you spiral out with a spoon. Just to kind of get it up along the edge. I was thinking about this while I was driving around last night. I'm like, what else am I going to put on this chicken club pizza? Well, I found this ultra thin smoked provolone. So I'm going to put a couple slices of that down. Now, I'm just going to give a little coat of the sauce on each one, just to make it a little slippery. Because when it melts, it's going to be nice and slippery in its own, I hope. So, to that, I've got some fresh spinach, fresh baby spinach, and I was just trying to think of what would go along with this pretty well. So I'm going to throw some fresh baby spinach leaves down all around on this. Just one layer. I'm not going to like make a pile of it. So one layer of spinach. I think I told you before, as a kid, I hated spinach. My mom used to kind of coax me, and my dad did with Popeye, and yeah, you want to have big muscles, and but now as an adult, I love it. All right, well, to that, I'm going to put a little bit of whole milk mozzarella. Just a little bit, because I'm going to be adding more on the top, but it's kind of to hold the spinach in place. And now for the chicken. What I've done for the chicken is I bought a rotisserie chicken, and I was going to make chicken salad for my dinners, and I just got the big chunks of chicken here. I've already cut some up, but I've saved some for you here. I cut it down the middle, and I'm just going along the sides here. And I'm just going to make little chunks. So now that I've got that chunked up, let me put the pizza back in place. And I'm going to take some of those chicken chunks. Now I was thinking about tossing these a little bit in the Alfredo sauce, but I think it's going to be fine just as they are. So I'm going to place that chicken right around here. This really looks delicious. I'm really hoping it is. And I'm going to kind of place the chicken chunks all around. I weighed it out. It's about 6 ounces of chicken in total that I'm using. But like I said, I'm not going to be eating the whole pizza. So I've got plenty of chicken on there. Now, I would like some onion. I love onion. So I got a few half moon slices here. And I'm just going to put the onion down in higgly-piggly places. I was thinking about mushrooms, but then one of the members, Bev, was telling me that she's not into mushrooms. And I don't know if it's an allergy thing or if she just doesn't like the taste or texture, but a lot of people don't like mushrooms. I love them, but anyway, I figured that I'm kind of mushroomed out after that beef burgundy from last night, which I'm going to reheat later and put in a cup to bring to work. So we've got some onion there. Things are looking up, and what I want now is a little more color. So I got some sliced tomato, and what I did was I put this in a paper towel, and I took out the fleshy part, the part that holds the seeds, the gelatinous stuff, and that just makes it really watery. So I'm going to kind of throw some tomato down. And we're just about there. I'm going to put a little more mozzarella on top of that. A mountainous pizza. And the last thing I'm going to do is I've got some bacon, and I'm just going to kind of crisp that up, or it's crisped up, so I'm just going to kind of break off little pieces. And I mean, who doesn't love bacon? And it's kind of like a dinner breakfast for me. Speaking of that, I think Sherry Fortin's having her brunch today, and unfortunately I wasn't going to be able to make that because I get out so early and it's not till 10, and I just maybe I'll make the next one. But anyway, I've got some bacon here, and I don't know how long this is going to take to cook. I'm going to kind of keep an eye on it. The oven's set at 400 degrees. When you're at 400 degrees and you're using parchment paper, it's always a good idea to kind of trim the edges, only because these little flailing edges here, they tend to get crispy, and I haven't really had any ignite, but I would not want a burnt paper smell to it. So it's looking good, it's looking sexy. I bet it's going to taste wonderful, and I'm going to put this in the oven and keep an eye on it, and then we'll be back. Well folks, it's done. Came out of the oven. I had to put it under the broiler just for a little bit to brown up the top. I'm going to slide it right over. Knife or pizza cutter? Well, with the chicken and the chunks of it and the crisp bacon that tends to move around a little bit, I'm going to go with the knife. All right. Sounds crunchy. Wow. There we go. That is Chicken Club pizza. I'm going to let it cool just for a little while because I don't want to burn the roof of my mouth and lose like all my sense of taste for the next year. So once we let this cool for a little bit, I will give it a taste and let you know what I think. Oh, and I don't know how long it took in the oven. I just kept an eye on it. And the edges looked like they were starting to get pretty brown, and the cheese was kind of melty, but wasn't browned yet, so I just put it in the broiler for a quick shot. So, if you make it, you're going to have to keep an eye on it. Let it cool. Nice and firm. Let's give it a shot. That is so good. That is so good. The tender rotisserie chicken with the refreshing tomato and the crisp bacon, that smoked provolone underneath that Alfredo sauce, which actually is very good. It's very tasty. I was kind of worried about that. The sweet onion, the spinach, everything combined. It's nice and crisp crust. This is awesome. This came out a lot better than I thought it would. Mm, 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 mm. It's like a club sandwich pizza. It really is. This is so good. I mean, all the ingredients on here are just perfect. Um, it's so good. So please, give it a try. So, give it a shot. Hope you enjoyed it.